Hi guys, this is Glass Arrow, and today I'm going to review Play as Sky Aranea Highwind from Final Fantasy 15. She comes in a pretty big box, and the artwork is very cool, the same design as other Final Fantasy 15 Play as Sky figures. She still got the 30th anniversary Final Fantasy logos and the authentic seal of approval, the stickers over here. Okay, in the back, a nice piece of artwork. Okay, here she is inside. Overall, you can see that there are a lot of accessories, so we are going to check it out soon enough. Okay, her story a little bit. Now let's take a look inside. Okay, here she is, Aranea Highwind. The overall design is very spectacular. She gives me a little bit of vibe from Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. The dress looks a little bit similar in color and the design. For the figure, she is nicely done. You can see that the color are as vibrant as from the game, and also the sculpt wise, it looks very nice with all the armor perfectly sculpted, and her face looks very nice from here. Now let's take her out of the stand. Okay. She stands roughly about 25 to 26 centimeters. Okay. And here she is comparing with Noctis and Nyx Ulrich. You can see that the height she is a little bit smaller than both of the guys. And overall the feel, this one looks like it's the best one so far from the Final Fantasy 15 lines. Okay. Now for the better part, let's look at her accessories. Okay, here are all her accessories. The first thing first is her weapon of choice, the Dragoon Lance. The cool thing about this lance is that it can be pulled out into 3 pieces. The tip of the lance over here, and the grabbing over here, and also this piece at the back can also be pulled out. The reason behind this is that these are her grabbing hand, so she can nicely put the grabbing hand, okay, right here inside this, and then put it back together like this. Okay, and also the grabbing hand can be put in the back of the lance also. A little bit caution here is that if you push it in very tight, it will be a little bit very difficult to pull it out. And the part here is a little bit fragile, so a lot of pointy part which can be broken if you push too hard. So be careful of that. Okay, and we have 2 sets of interchangeable hands, the grabbing lance hand, both sides, and also an open hand. Okay, and also that's come with her is her Dragoon helmet, nicely sculpted and colored with part of her gray-white hair. And at the back, which is usually referred to her dragon tail, you can put it in her back of the head. And another great thing is that this dragon tail have a little bit small ball joint on each part of the segment that can be bent and moved to pose into various ways for the tail. Okay. For the figure herself, as I have shown the overall body, she was nicely done. The face sculpt looked very nice. Square Enix did a lot better job with the later Final Fantasy 15 release from Cindy, which a lot of better head sculpt than the 4 main characters and also Nyx Ulrich. And her hair is very nicely done. And at the back, this small ponytail which can be pulled out and insert her dragon tail over here like this. Okay, and in the front you can pull her part of her head out and insert her helmet So now she in full battle mode. Okay. The sculpt is very good, and the color is very neat from the glowing armor part of her chest and also the white glossy part of her cloth. Okay. And in the back there is only the black tone from her cloth. I think this could be done a little bit better with some highlight and shading, but overall the front looks very fantastic already, so I'll give them a pass. Okay, now for the articulations. Okay, so the head moves quite freely, no limiting in the head pose, and as I have told you in the accessory part, her dragon tail can nicely pose with all the little ball joint in each segment. Okay, and in the front, the shoulder joint is a little bit stiff because it is limited by her armor over here, which interact with her shoulder armor over here, but it can be moved forward and backward nicely, swivels at the upper arm, the knee, the elbow joint, and the wrist joint work nicely. Okay, and for her body part, the chest and the torso is a little bit limited. I'm not sure what kind of thing limited inside, but she can crunch a little bit, not as other Play as Kai figures. Sorry. Okay, and for the hips, this leg is limited by this part of cloth, but it can also swivel nicely, and the knees still work perfectly fine. The double knee joint. Okay, and then for her foot, she has this kind of boot, but still can pose nicely with the foot joint. Okay, and this piece is a rubber piece, so it does not limit any movement. In her back, the upper part is not movable, it's already stick inside, but the lower piece of her cloak have a ball joint over here, so it can move a little bit side by side, something like that. Alright, for the figure Final Fantasy 15 Play as Kai Aranea Highwind, I really recommend this figure for all the Final Fantasy fans out there. The sculpt is very perfectly done, the face sculpt and the hair is nicely, and it represents her in the game quite perfectly in the details of her armors and her weapon also. The cool thing is that we got a head swap for her in the battle armor version with the helmet and dragon tail, and the normal version without it. And the lance are very nicely done with all the separate parts, which can be pulled back together nicely to different pose with her grabbing the lance. So I suggest that if you're a fan of Play as Kai already, try to find this figure out, because I predict that in the future this one will be a lot sought after, just like Lightning Returns from Final Fantasy 13. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more Play as Kai reviews and other Marvel, DC and Final Fantasy figures review in the future. Thank you very much. Grass Arrow out.